This video is specifically made for those beginners who does not have any background on music theory or beat making. So if you're not a beginner, then you can click away on this video right now. Alright, now that they're gone, let's just start the video. Basically, if I were you, I would literally spend my time watching this video even though I'm not interested in beat making. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about why you're here. Maybe you just accidentally stepped on your Lego and fell to the ground and started to realize that you want to make beats. You know, the ones that always on the radio, the ones that always rappers use. Yeah, you heard that right, this type of music. I'm only gonna teach you the basics though, assuming that you stayed on this video because you absolutely have no idea on making beats, or maybe you're just bored, that's why you're still here. First of all, you gotta know how to count in music. Yup, you heard that right, counting in music is different than counting 1, 2, 3s from your elementary school. There are different types of counting in music and it depends on a bar. Hold up, wait a minute, what is a bar? Nope, it's not what you're thinking about. A bar is a segment on a musical piece in which based on how many beats or count it contains. For example, the common time is 4 beats and so the whole 4 beat segment is a bar. However, each of those beats that form the bar is called the counts, or basically the beats. 1, 2, 3 bar, 1, 2, 3 bar, 1, 2, 3 bar, 1, 2, 3 bar. Okay, so for now, assuming that you're actually a beginner, you only have to know the common time or the 4/4 because music is really messier than you ever think. By the way, you probably heard the word BPM before. That abbreviates to beats per minute in music. It is basically the speed of your counting, so basically the higher your BPM is, the speeder your count is, which means the speeder your song is. It literally means the same way as the BPM of our hearts to explain it easily. That part that I just talked about, by the way, was the basic understanding of rhythm, so yeah, you might probably be the next Mozart in the future since you have that knowledge right now. Right, so basically if you want to start making beats, you probably want to have a basic DAW, right? Even just the basic one. Hold up, wait a minute, what's a DAW? DAW means Digital Audio Workstation. It is basically the place where we put instruments, sounds, or different types of sounds and combine it to make a song. So the DAW that I'm going to be using on this tutorial is the DAW LMMS, for the reason that it is only a basic DAW and kind of old school, so it is much easier to actually explore it. It is a great way for starters who want to be a Skrillex in the future. I got this DAW only for free, so I'm gonna link in the description box below the download link for this DAW for those who are interested. So by the way, I'm not an affiliate of LMMS, okay? Maybe in the future. So the layout of this DAW is actually pretty basic, but it is also the same for every DAW. At least the mechanism and how it works. First of all, you want to choose a basic kick, hi-hat, and snare. So the kick drum is basically one of the most important drums in a drum set because it controls the rhythm due to its low-end sounding. And then you have the hi-hats. The hi-hat is usually the high-end sounding one on a drum set, and it is the one that looks like a hat in a real drum set. Hi-hats adds up to the dynamics of the drum pattern and especially adds up to the rhythmic feel of the drum patterns. And then you have the snare. Snare is the most important drum in a drum set. Snares are usually the middle-end sounding one, but it can be adjusted to high-end or low-end. It depends on what type of song would you like, because snare is actually the backbeats of every drum beat that make it sound sick. You notice my rhyming there? Yeah, that was intentional. Now, in placing these patterns, you got to be familiar with the display of the DAW, and this time I'm going to be talking about the drum sequencer since it is hard to squeeze up this whole DAW in just one video. So naturally, when you open up LMMS, you'll be on this window, the very default display that you will have. And then to open up the drum sequencer, you might want to click this button up here, and here we are. This area right here is the instruments or the drums that you have on the sequencer, and this area right here where there's a lot of boxes going on is the time segments and the beats maker itself, where you are going to place your instruments in the right place. If you're using a different type of DAW, basically if you see a sequencer like that, it means that it may be probably the beat making or the drum machine or the drum sequencer of the DAW. And yeah, basically that's the whole idea. Now that we are talking about instruments, I'm just gonna use basic type of kick, hi-hats and snare that we can find here in this area. Naturally, LMMS has already basic drum instruments in it. You just gotta find it and look it up here to choose for yourself, but for now we just need 3 drums and we're good to go. Now that our instruments are ready, we are going to apply the common time that I talked about earlier. So normally the BPM or beats per minute that was automatically assigned on every project on this store was 140 beats per minute. But it is up to you to change it, depends on what type of beat are you making. So for now we're just going to leave it like that. Basically on default, the drum sequencer was set up in 4/4 or in common time like what did I just told you earlier on this video. So this is what common time sounds like on a drums. What I've done here is the basic pattern where the kicks are in counts 1 and 3 and the snares in the 2 and 4, and then there's a hi-hat on the middle of every beat. Kick drums and snares are the very crucial drums when making beats because genres are sometimes determined on the type of beat or the drum pattern that was used in a musical piece or a song. Normally, we want to put our kick drums on every first beat, following with the snares to the next beat to resolve the kick drum tension. The snares are placed with the same amount of count difference to each other, while kick drums can be placed rhythmically wherever we want to put it depending on what type of music that you are trying to make. Now basically, if your drum sequence was only like this, it is just a bar of drum loop since it is only in 4 counts. The basic standard loop on making creative beats was 4 bars, and so to make the sequencer in 4 bars, you might want to click this button. So you see, it added another 4 counts. Now basically you have 2 bars, but we want 4 bars in our loop, so you just have to add another 2 bars. And now you have it. You just have to be creative and be open-minded on making beats to make a loop out of it. Now I want you to make your own beats and explore your DAW whether you're using LMMS or a different one. The most important anyways is the knowledge and the experience of doing it. If you're an absolute beginner and never actually made a beat before, I advise you to just stick on the common time on making your first beats. Because making music is messier than what you think, and skipping knowledge and having a not solid basic foundation or basic knowledge is pretty bad for you, especially if you really want to pursue this music making on a serious matter. I want you to subscribe right now and hit the like button for you to be a part of the gang, and also for you to follow along on the next tutorials about beat making that I will be releasing in the future. That's all about it on this video. I hope you learned something, and of course I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, that's all about it. See ya.